Hi everyone, welcome to Tales of Cindy, where we talk about my life. Today the topic is going to be dating. Yeah, this topic makes me really happy. I'm actually really glad I get to make a happy video today. Today is my 32nd birthday. And oh my goodness, guys, this is not where I expected to be today. If you had asked me at any point in my life where I was going to be on my 32nd birthday, it would not be here. And where is here? This is actually my girlfriend's apartment. I have a girlfriend and I am in her apartment. So me and my girlfriend have been dating about a month now. And it has been fantastic. When I first came out as gay, especially in the religious community, there was a lot of people who had a really hard time understanding why I would throw away my marriage for this dream of being able to have somebody I'm sexually attracted to, right? Because that's what same-sex attraction is about, right? That's what being a lesbian is about. But the problem with that is it fills this idea that sexual attraction is only about sex. And that's in the name, right? Sexual attraction, right? So we treat it like it's all about sex. But it's not. Guys, I firsthand, more than anybody can testify today, that sexual attraction is not all about sex. When you're sexually attracted to somebody, it fills different buckets in a relationship that otherwise don't get filled. My overall relationship is just much, much more fulfilling than it was, right? Just being around Eliza makes my world a better place in ways that I didn't realize was possible. So I'm super, super happy. I'm also a little sad. So I'm 32. Growing up Mormon, I was allowed to date at 16. So I'm 2 times the age I should have been to be experiencing these things for the first time, right? Like, I'm twice the age I should have been. I should have been experiencing these things at 16. And I didn't get to experience them until now. It's the little things, right? So the first time I held her hand and feeling chemistry, right? That tension in the air, like all these things that I read about and I heard about, and I dreamed about, I never really got to experience before. And then I started dating, and Eliza's not the first person I went on dates with. I went on dates with a few other people before I started dating her. But from the beginning, it was different with Eliza. And I can't really explain how or why necessarily, but before we had even met, I knew I liked her. And then when we met and that didn't go away, instead got stronger, it was so freaking awesome. And I spent the next week after we went on our first date basically in happy la la land, like just ecstatic. And I remember texting my sister and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm 14 again. And she texted back and she said, did you ever feel like this at 14? And I sat and I thought with that, and I had this flash in my memory of this exact same sister was actually living at my house at that time, even though she had moved away. She had moved back home for a little bit. And I had this memory of being in her room and using her hair care products to get my hair ready and getting dressed. I might have even borrowed the shirt from her. If not, it was a hand-me-down from her. It was one of her shirts at one point in time. Getting dressed as pretty as I possibly could to go to a church dance. And it wasn't my congregation's church dance. It was a different congregation in another area. But a girl at school had invited me to go to this church dance with her. Of course, this was a purely platonic thing on her end, right? She just wanted to go to a church dance with her new friend. Me not realizing I was a lesbian also treated it like it was purely platonic. And I thought all the excitement that I felt was just, oh, yay, I'm going to go to church dance and all that stuff. But looking back, I didn't care at all what the guys thought I looked like. I wanted this girl H to look at me and be like, oh, Cindy, you're so cute. Right? I had a crush on this girl. I spent more time getting ready for that church dance when I was 14 than I did getting ready for prom a couple years later. I spent more time on my hair and my makeup and even the clothes I wore, like picking what I wore. I remember a different sister getting mad at me because for prom I had done all those things on my own and she had expected to be involved in that process. And I just was like, whatever, it's prom. The guy didn't even really want to go with me. Who cares? Where this church dance, right? No one-on-one interactions, no pictures, none of the prestige, none of any of it, because I was going with a girl I liked. I spent forever getting ready. And that's the same kind of feeling that I have continued to experience dating Eliza. Just this excitement to see her and to be around her, and it's exciting. I don't really know. I mean, it's so weird because most people, and I'm not gonna say everybody, but most people on here who are watching this have experienced that, and so it seems like, well, yeah, duh, of course it's exciting, you know, that's what it's like when you first go on a date with somebody you like. Beyond going to that church dance, I don't remember ever experiencing getting ready for a date and being excited. I've never done that. I've never had these butterflies in my stomach. I've never felt the tension in the air, even at that dance, right? Because the girl didn't like me back. And this bubble that I'm in where I like somebody and they like me back, and being able to have that tension and that connection with somebody is just priceless. It's priceless. Wouldn't give it up. Wouldn't give it up for the world. I have no intentions of ending my relationship with Eliza anytime soon. That's not in the game plan at all. But even if for some reason it were to end, I would be incredibly, incredibly grateful for her and for dating her, because it taught me about myself and what's possible. It's possible to feel all the things that are in the stories. Guys, I thought that was fake. Like, I don't know how to... I thought all of romances were fake, really. That they were exaggerations of things we wanted to feel but weren't really possible to feel. And that's not true. It's so not true. Like, I'm feeling those things. I'm feeling when she just glances at me and it just melts my insides, right? And I just melt. I don't have words. I don't have words for this. I feel like I've entered heaven. I feel like I've entered heaven just being able to date her. I don't even know, guys. This is amazing. Like, simply amazing. So at 32, I mean 31 technically is when I started dating her, right? But here I am, 32 today, and I'm finally getting everything I wanted in terms of a relationship. It's only a month in, a little over a month. Like, we're not rushing into anything, making any rash decisions or anything like that. But everything we do feels so much more monumental than I ever felt before. It just does. And I look back at my dating, right? Like, 'cause I'm a really social person, and I dated a lot. It's the reason I started dating so fast after all this got done, right? Like, is I just am a social person, and I like to date and I like to have fun. So I dated a lot of boys. It's not like I didn't try. And it's a whole different, it's a whole different ball game dating somebody I'm attracted to versus not. I'm really grateful for my boyfriends of the past. They taught me a lot about myself. We were great friends. I really honor them and respect them, especially my ex-husband, right? Like, I'm grateful for each and every single one of them and what they taught me about myself and how they helped me become a better version of myself. But this is a million times better. And I feel sad that I couldn't give my boyfriends or my ex-husband what I can give to Eliza. Because with Eliza, it's easy and natural. I didn't have the same skin in the game in some ways. I wasn't as invested. I really wasn't as invested. And I feel sad that I was unable to offer those I dated that before. Good guys. Nothing on their part was the cause of that. It's just because I'm gay. I'm hella gay. That's a fun... Eliza and I will joke about that all the time. Is she'll be like, Cindy, you're just so gay. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm so gay. I'm such a lesbian. And it's true. I am such a lesbian. And I can't even, looking back, I can't even figure out how I could have thought attraction to men was in the realm of my possibilities. It doesn't make sense now, right? Now, because I've had this experience up here of dating a woman, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what this is supposed to be like. And so then I look at all the dates I went on with men and I'm like, that just wasn't right, man. That just wasn't right. But when I didn't have this context up here of what it was like to date a woman, and this was my whole context down here, right, of what dating men was, and that was my assumption of that's what dating was like. Oh, I feel bad for poor Cindy. She just was missing out so much missing out. And I just want to go and give her a big hug and be like, little Cindy, there's so much more. So much more. You don't have to sacrifice who you are to be happy. Over the course of dating men, I gave up lots of myself. And I'm not blaming anybody for that. I don't know who I would blame. I don't know that it's my fault. I don't know that it's anybody else's fault. It just kind of is. It kind of is what happened. But dating Eliza, I don't feel like I have to give anything up. I feel like, on the other hand, she helps me want to be who I really am. Right? We've had conversations about who I really am that there's no way I would have felt comfortable having with anybody else ever before. And I'm super, super grateful for that, right? Like, this is just a beautiful experience that I'm getting to have. That I'm grateful. I'm really, honestly and truly grateful that I get to have it, and I get to have it with Eliza. We joke about timing, me and Eliza, and she's always like, oh, it would have been fine if the timing was a little off, it still would have worked. But I look at the timing of me coming out, me moving to Seattle, all of those little details, that just how they fit together. I feel like if one tiny piece of the puzzle had been different, I might be living a different experience completely and not have met Eliza. But I did, and I'm really, really grateful. Here I am. a 32-year-old lesbian, finally embracing my truth and dating a woman. And I'm just so happy. Just so incredibly happy. I was already experiencing some of this, not all of it, but some of it when I made my video about religion, and I already was pretty sure I wouldn't trade anything that I was experiencing for anything. And just looking back now, there's no way in hell you could pay me enough money to give up what I'm experiencing right now. There's no way that I can believe in a God who doesn't want me to experience these things. Kind of solidify some things a little bit in terms of where I am on the religious path and in my general life course. So that's where I'm at. I am super grateful that I get to be here. I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful for all of you and for the love and the support that you guys have offered to me. I'm glad I get to make a happy video, and I can't wait to make more of them in the future. Yeah, finally being able to experience what it's like to fall in love. Wouldn't trade that for the world. And I'm so glad that I get it now. And I am gonna head off and enjoy the rest of my birthday and have a lot of fun today, but I'm grateful that I could get on here and just chat with you guys for a minute, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.